I'm an idiot. So guys, today I'm back on Elsa the 740. Now the floors are in progress, but I haven't done enough yet to actually make a video for you guys, but I'm well stuck into it. Now some of you will remember from the video when I started it for the first time in 10 years, I think it was, the starter was not happy. It started off okay and then it was quickly I've ordered another, well, I say ordered, I bought another one. Yeah, not exactly new. Off eBay. Turned up in a Scandix box, which is always reassuring, isn't it? So obviously the guy has replaced his starter motor and this is his old one. Now hopefully he replaced it and he didn't need to replace it. Hopefully it was an ignition switch or bad battery or something else and he's put a new starter on it and that wasn't the issue. Yeah, let's chuck it on and see what happens. Yeah, and it's probably a good idea to disconnect your battery as well. Otherwise, when the sparks start flying, then, you know, you'll probably end up sounding like a bad starter motor as well. Ah! So this one's a 13mm. Yeah, I mean, it's all well and good cracking that one off, but I don't know what I'm going to do for the top one. So I think the best thing to do is to lower this transmission support brace here, because yeah, I'm having real difficulty getting on the top starter bolt, and I think with the transmission a bit lower, there's more chance of it happening. So guys, to actually crack off the top starter motor bolt, once I'd lowered the transmission slightly, I actually doubled up a couple of spanners up here to be able to get enough leverage to crack it off, because there still wasn't really room for a ratchet to go in there. Using one spanner to lock into another just to give me that extra bit of leverage. Yeah, and now it's cracked off. Not easy actually, really not easy. So guys, first impressions. The old one is kind of smooth there where it turns. It's a little bit stiff, but it's smooth. This replacement one, it's rough. That feels really notchy and rough, and mine's smooth, even though it sounds like... So I don't know, let's just throw it on and see what happens. Sorry about the light guys, it's basically night time. I spent so long today doing the floors and I started this last minute and it took longer than I thought it would. So yeah, the starter can go. The old one's out, so I didn't film it. But I can show you how I took it out by putting this one in. It's a good view, isn't it? The back of my dirty jacket. Oh, that's better. You can probably see the sky there. And the steam from my breath. How long is this bolt? My arm's tired. going tight now. Yeah, so guys, not the job I was expecting. I thought it would be a lot easier, as most things are pretty easy on these cars, but I have to say I did struggle a little bit on this one. And having this automatic transmission dipstick tube in the way did make things a lot harder, I have to say. Made it a lot harder to get on the bolt. I think it's probably going to be tricky enough anyway, even with the manual. The bracket for this dipstick holder, it's held on by both starter motor bolts. So if you didn't have this, if this was a manual, the bolt would be a lot easier to get on. You'd just have that little bit more room. You could get a spanner on at a slightly different angle, but because of the way this bracket is positioned, a spanner kind of only really goes on one way. And I actually broke my heater control valve as well, where I was leaning on it to try and wrench on it, on the bolts. I was pulling on the spanner and I was actually putting pressure on the heater hoses. Now, it wasn't really much pressure, but it was enough to snap a potentially 33-year-old heater control valve. So obviously it's only plastic, isn't it? So it's just sheared off there. The other end of it's actually in the hose. Yeah, bit stupid. To be honest, guys, now I'm thinking about it, it's probably a good idea to replace that anyway, because they can and do fail. And obviously it's just a nightmare, isn't it? Like if that pops on you when you're on the road, lose all your coolant, it's not worth it. I need to replace it anyway. It's plastic, it's very old. But anyway, let's try it out, shall we? So guys, I'm just going to crank it, not start it, because there's all that bad fuel in the tank, so I don't really want it to run. I just want to see if this starter works. Yeah, so I think we can deduce, if that's a word, that our starter is rough, and that's probably why he changed it. I'm an idiot, but that's not news to most of you. Guys, the other one was about to fail any moment. You know, when they're making that kind of noise, they're just going to stop working. This, although it sounds rough, it does work, and I'm going to be starting it a lot. So I'm going to be able to really test it, you know, over these next coming weeks and months. I'm going to be starting it a lot to pull it out of the garage, to turn it round. You know, I've got a lot of work to do on this car before it's on the road. So this starter for now is at least going to just, it's rough, but it does work, and it doesn't screech like the other one. So it is actually an improvement. But then obviously I need to put another starter on it before it actually goes on the road. But at least those bolts now, I haven't done them up that tight. You know, I've nipped them up, they're tight enough, but now that they've already been out, it's not going to be as hard next time to do it. So yeah, at least I'm not going to fear the job as much next time. So yeah, there we go anyway. Hopefully that was helpful to some of you. Buy cheap, buy twice or thrice. It's that simple. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I am going to get these floors done soon. More content to come on this one. I'll see you in the next one.